we're doing a for fun day today because we got the eclipse viewing later. I encourage everybody to see it. Find out what your peak time will be around yourself, but we're just having some fun with this. Got dropped this Zoe. We have been talking about optimization, right? And how to achieve peak optimization. And the biggest thing is that you control this. You have a choice with how you optimize and whether or not you want to engage with it and really make it a thing. And perhaps the most important factor out of everything is that you have that choice. Hold on a second. Come on, Tristana. No Tristana. Losing. All right, what are we supposed to do now? Porcelain Warden. You know what we haven't done? We haven't done this. Let's have some fun with this. We don't have another Arcanist. Can we go like... All right, we've got Sage. We've got some good units. The question is what to do with it all. Whether or not to level. I assume we're leveling up. Bruiser doesn't really do anything here. Just put in better units. I don't know. I feel kind of lost right now. This can be this. We get here. Is this a thing? I don't know. So as you can tell right now, what this is an example of is not optimized. This is me just playing for fun. I'm just having a good time doing something, killing some time. And it's important to build this sort of structure in to the games that you play. I want to say, especially if that's how you enjoy it. You just want to have some fun, then yeah, play for fun. You can enjoy a game playing for fun. And that should ultimately be one of the huge indicators of whether or not you pursue a game and whether or not you have fun with it. Just how much do I enjoy this, right? Am I having a good time? And if I'm having a good time, what does my good time look like? What are my objectives when I try to play? And right now, you know, just kind of slinging it. That's fun to me right now. I can have fun slinging it. And when we're having fun slinging it, that loosens it up. It's important to have downtime like this. You don't always need to be charged up. You can have time where you're just playing for fun for the sake of like, I enjoy the game, and you can also investigate. You can try different things. And in fact, this is often when some of the best discovery process goes on, because you have the freedom where you're not worried about competition. You're not worried about what's going to happen in this game, right? I'm not stressed by the result. Instead, I can be like, all right, let's see what happens if I do this. And I might find that this is exciting and that this gameplay is actually very rewarding. Like right now here, I actually kind of missed a chance. We could have gone with Heavenly Arcanist with a Fortune reroll sort of vibe to it. Like, I can dig this. This looks fun. I don't know. What do you guys think of that idea, that concept of just breaking it down for a bit and just having fun? Most of the times when I'm in this mode, I don't stream because I don't want to feel the pressure of having to perform or do well or be judged based on what we're doing here. And it's very liberating to be able to just activate freely, right? And say, let me just have fun. And this is something that pro teams don't do enough of, right? Just the lab. I'm gonna put that in the title right now. When you go to the lab and you just have some fun with free-flowing ideas and you say, you know, here's some things, I'm just enjoying this. You can do it with a set of just, I want to find something that's really powerful out of this. That can be the objective. Or it can be as mundane as, no, I just want to let loose. I just want to not care. I just want to have some for fun time. Either way, you're going to build some constructive momentum for yourself. And you may come up with some grand ideas. And this is where some of the best plays in the history of the NFL have come from. The Chiefs actually make this part of their practice week. Wednesday afternoons is the lab where players are encouraged to share their ideas and what they're thinking as far as like, here's something that could be cool and fun and good. And it stimulates your mind. It forces people to think outside the box. It also forces your opponents to think about outside the box effects that you might pull out later, because you're always brewing. You're always bringing something new to the table, right? So I've been playing a lot of Fortune recently, and this could be a game for Fortune, could have some fun with it, maybe not, maybe we've got some other things. I mean, this reroll thing, like there's a lot of interesting pairings that could come up, and by not forcing anything and letting things kind of come, we're going to see whether or not we can just create something new out of thin air. What happens if we hyper roll, right? Let's roll our way out of this. And in fact, because I'm doing this, I could go for the chances of here. I could also go like this. I could go with the Arcanist here to go with the Lux. I could stick with the Story Weaver. We could move into like a Sage value world. I don't know. I'm kind of excited with all the possibilities that are here. And what do you guys think about it? And then if I wanted to, at some point, I might decide later. Hold on one second. The next 2 costs you purchase. I don't have any 2 costs. I kind of ran myself out of gold. Oh, hello there. We've got Fortune. No, it's not Fortune activated yet, though. Do we want it? Do we want it? Well, these guys are unpaired right now. Could go with another Arcanist here. Could go Sage. From the competitive point of view, if you want to try to maximize what this looks like, you do this in your head. You play theory crafting exercises, right? Where you just brainstorm, you let flows. Siri thinks I'm talking to it. You just let ideas flow, right? And you just say, what could come out of this? What are some ideas, some concepts that might appear? Maybe it's just, okay, the idea of using this as pure econ and then just crashing up, hitting level 6 when everyone else is level 5 and trying to win streak this way. I'm going to have better shops. I'm going to have different ideas that flow through this, and I value this time. This is really fun to me, right? Because I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't know what's in store here. But if I were playing with the anxiety of trying to perform, then that could result in a problem. I could have conflict where I will start seeing stress because I'm not sure what the future brings, and I'm trying to compete. It kind of comes at odds. If I'm trying to win all the time, then I never get this time, right? And winning has its time and place for sure. But what is it compared to this, right? Like, what if we have just different ideas and different flows, and what could come out of this game state? What could happen here? What are the different permutations that could result in all sorts of different end games? I mean, I may not ever find them because I'm never looking for them. Right here, I have half a mind to just spike to level 7. I only have these low starred units. If I were really competing and I wanted to win, like, I'm looking at a win streak, I might do something like this. This looks like the least likely unit to survive into the rest of my build. If I'm always trying to win, though, I'm always going to try to salvage it and condense things back to the way that I know them. Whereas that might not be the best end game forever, right? I may want to have a lot of different options. I may want to see different play patterns come out. And for example, there are certainly optimizations here, even within the game that I'm playing. I probably should be putting my Nashor's Tooth to the side. There's probably other things I can do, but I like having this just flow of ideas coming in where I can think about, what are the other results? And then this might give me inspiration for the future. This might give me some more concepts to build off of someday. I don't know. I just lost. I'm not in any rush to go up, but we do have this huge Tristana that wants to come in. And now, like, I could say I could roll for fortune, but I'm win streaking, so it's not the best time to roll for fortune. I probably want to get some economy up. I could also have some other concepts going in. I could just play Tristana carry. If I were optimized and I were like really trying to compete, I'd be flowing through everyone right now, like trying to get a hold of everything that's going on in the game to see where the effects are. And right now, I'm starting to see that, okay, I'm actually I could be going with Even Shroud into Infinity Edge, and I could maybe look into a build that has something like that going on. Tristana actually has decent AP ratios. That could allow something like that to happen, which is how it is in the game as well. The ideas are flowing. And it's not going to be perfect, right? There's going to be mistakes in here. There's going to be inaccuracies for sure. And that's okay. But now suddenly we're like, okay, look at this little like neat little composition that we've cut up. A lot of different traits active. We can go here. I can definitely put the sword here. I don't know if I'll put the other one. But because I don't feel the pressure of trying to make something happen, I'm going to be okay. And I'm going to come up with more ideas, and I'm going to innovate more. So for example, this game, I might be like, all right, you know what? If I have a fortune strap, but I actually accidentally stumble upon strong runes, then I may actually want to go and start win streaking instead. And I say, all right, you know what? Screw the fortune line. And in fact, you know what? We're leveling so fast here that I could even sell and just use my 1-star copies of these units and just take them to the maximum, see where they'll bring me. This lab approach allows tons of freedom of ingenuity, allows you to just play and like kind of see what happens, right? Just spitballing. You can, if you want a real ride, you can do it. You can do it while your imagination is wide open. You can do mindful breathing exercises, things like this. And certainly when a set comes out and when mechanics change, that is the absolute best time to do it. Don't go in with any performance expectation. Don't say like, I'm trying to definitely win this video game, this iteration right now of what's going on. Have an open concept of what might be happening. And a lot of competitive players for a game like this might tell you that that's even just the optimal approach. Like, just look for best board and make it up, right? Make it up as you go. And try to come up with different pairings without any pre-scheduled notion of what's supposed to happen in your game. And by doing that, you can constantly adapt. And I've taken this super bizarre, weird way of playing, and it's put me out to like a decent position to start the game. It's not the best. I've wasted a little bit of momentum, and certainly it might hurt later, the fact that I used this for economy and nothing else. So maybe there's a window where I could do this even better and get an even better effect out of it. Maybe not. You'd have to review and like really go through all the decisions as you play, and that's one of the big benefits of reviewing games as well. One of the problems I have with TFT is I learned TFT through comps. And it started with the inting comp that was likely to get you a spatula at the start of the game so that you could make Kassadin into an assassin, and then it gave you this broken team comp, right? And you re-roll Kha'Zix Kassadin, Cho'Gath Rek'Sai, or whatever it was, way back in season 1. And so I often go into sets with a preconceived notion of like, let me try to find the synergies, let me try to find the things, and I always start with just a theory craft, but it always goes with synergies, and I never really adapted this like free flow play that is actually kind of mandatory at the highest level, because once you find the trick and you've started to use the trick to advance, eventually you get to a point where other people know about the trick, and it's no longer a free pass. It's no longer, in fact, going to give you any bonuses because everyone else knows about it. So you have to be able to adapt. And it's only the people that have gone through and created other strategies, maybe that counter yours, or that are more flexible than yours, or can prepare and they can play even when the luck is bad. Those people are going to have more success over time. But you can encourage your mind to become elastic by challenging it to go through some moments like this that are a little bit less predictable, right? You've just created a little bit of a challenge for yourself, and you know, we're having a blast with this. We've lost 2 rounds. Unfortunately, both of the 2-1 and 3-1 is when we lost. Maybe some teams are getting stronger right now. This guy that beat us the first and second time has Syndra available and 2-star. Are we going to play him again? I don't know. Maybe. Would kind of stink if that were the case. Might look at some other options. What else do we have going on? Here we go. Let's do like this. Or we might even be flexible. This could turn into Kayn, right? This could be a Kayn carry. Tristana likes lifesteal. She can get in. She can solo 1v9 at the end of the fight because she's jumping in on fights. So we're still like relatively flexible. We have 2 different carry items and an even shroud. Not the best like streamlined way to win games. But you see that the Bloodthirsters can be enough to, I think, win this 1v1. We drew? I won. That guy win? I don't know. Jeweled Lotus looks good with an Infinity Edge, especially if, well, Reaper would probably not need it. Gonna go Duelist. And then you might boil down at some point and say, all right, that was fun. I took the ride. What am I going to do from here? In this case, I want to say, you know what? I haven't actually played Porcelain as a vertical strat and tried to get all 4 people into it. What happens when I do that? Go here. Do we want another? I mean, we've got a Sage in here. We've got this one. We've got this one. Could be here as an Arcanist. We could play 4 Arcanists. I don't think we're re-rolling here. I don't think we're playing Reaper. Don't think we need this. We could still go for Volibear with like a Duelist sort of idea. It's a comp that I haven't played yet. I could move the Tristana items over to Aurelia and try to play for more of an endgame with that. Should probably grab this. And I don't think we're re-rolling Nico ever. So I don't know. What do you think of the team comp? It's a lot of work. I definitely can feel the wheels turning. It's a lot harder to do it this way, where there's more stuff going on, more chance activated into this. Let's see, we're 8. The Bruiser, we've got Altruist, which is a fantastic stat. We could drop Duelist. We could add more Duelist. This is probably the wrong one. This is probably the, not a best option. And this is where, again, like if you're stressing the result, then you might get really freaked out about it. You're like, shoot, like I've made a mistake. What have I done? But that doesn't need to be the case at all, right? We can just go in and say, all right, idea, concept, you know, here's some concept. What are we looking at? And I may realize later that when I do go into competitive mode, like, hey, I need to have probably a better plan for contingency J. And if you're really playing at a competitive level, you might have to think through a lot of those. Kind of like Formula One racing, they'll have plan A through K, like always, right? They already have different permutations. What happens if this car, what happens if nothing happens, right? Nothing unpredictable. Plan A. Okay, we've got our plan A set. What happens if one unpredictable thing happens? Okay, we've got that set. What happens if the people who are ahead of us in the standings crash? You know, and they'll create all sorts of different pathways that could result in getting to a favorable game state, or get to the desired end of whatever they're looking to get at. All right, so let's see. Arcanist Warden. What if I get rid of Warden? Maybe I can't. No, I like this. This seems like a very natural pair for the Porcelain team. We've got Sniper, 2 Arcanists. Could easily go with this to get us Warden, Arcanist, Ghostly. This might be the spot where I start slowing things down and thinking more about like what kind of pairing am I looking to make out of it all? What am I trying? What's my end game looking like? But still, we can still just try to play flexibly, pick up good units. I imagine that this is where we're going to start getting a little bit weaker relative to the field. The Soraka doesn't have any mana items, but you can see our fights are close. Like, even our losses have been completely fine. They're small losses. That's okay. I could swap into Invokers. I could keep Invokers to go up with Porcelain, because Invokers would be a strong synergy. How much gold are we gaining? I've never seen Tristana. Oh, okay. Alright, well, the fact that we're being flexible means that we're not going to have any problems trying to get to a higher rank out of this. The one place that it's good in every game to theorycraft from is, what does the best possible situation look like, right? What is the end? What is winning? I definitely win in XYZ position. How do I get there? And when you're theory crafting, a lot of times it's, all right, what happens if I get to level 10 and I have 2-star everything? What would I want a 2-star? Is that better than 3-star of one thing and like trying to find one, 3-star Lilia? I mean, obviously a 3-star 5 cost is supposed to win every game. And in League of Legends, being able to push the Nexus is supposed to have a result, right? There's different pathways to get there. You might say, this is the ultimate win. How do I get here? All right, what does the end look like? How do I build to it? How do I make myself flexible enough where I can play for that without giving up something else? So let's see. If we go, let's try to be wild here. We're gonna try to completely change what we're doing and see if we can scope through this with just changes. We're gonna go here. I don't know if I don't know which one of these guys I want to stack up, if any. I think we're still sticking with the Porcelain idea. We'll find a Lysandra soon. There she is. We have 2 Invokers. The Sage is the extra unit right now. We'll go here, and we're going to try to turn her into our cash cow. What do you think this team's chances are? I think they're going to be pretty good. We have some time to figure it out as well, right? There's still a little bit of deviation available. This Aurelia feels a little bit out of place. I'm going to pick up double Galio just because it's double Galio, just in case we hit here. But I'm not like reaching for it. Porcelain Sniper. There we go. Another Porcelain. We are at 4. Do we even care about Ashe? Do we make Ashe this unit right here? There's almost no chance that we get anything out, but you know what? I haven't played Ashe as a carry. I have robbed myself of this. We're just gonna start going through here, trying to get some other action in. This might be a better Invoker to play. Kind of like the idea of Umbral, but we don't have the Bruiser. We could just play Annie instead of Loon. Normally, if I were going to my normal endgame, like, yeah, I'd pick up this Lee Sin, but let's see what else we've got. We've already played an Altruist endgame. I guess we'll do this just for the sake of pairing these up. But we already saw a couple people building these units anyways. Probably the strongest, you know, Thresh is one of the strongest units in the game. Could be going with that direction as well. We found an Umbral, and it's a Warden. And that's going to be 4 Warden. What if we go here? We skip Invoker. No, do we not skip Invoker? Maybe we do skip Invoker. She got a lot better, but is she better enough? I don't know. I definitely put this guy in the wrong spot, for sure. I care about Thresh in that way. I'm going to go here just because we might be moving on from him. Maybe it's Silas that needs to go and we actually keep Elune. You might get to a point where there's too much on your plate and you're just like information overload. Can't cope with all of the things, all the permutations that might be coming out. We may have hit that, right? We've got a big loss streak. I probably just have to spend down with whatever concept I've got. And I can see that the end of this tree, I've not considered enough, right? I've not gone down enough of these to like really know where I want to be at this stage in the game. And now I'm like picking a set, which is just a bad habit, an old bad habit, picking out the leftover set with no other plan intact. Now I've got the Story Weaver emblem. Yeah, like I feel really bad about picking this unit in general, but like how I got here, it's not the end of the world. All right, let's get you out, put you in, put you back here. We'll go like this. We'll give you some extra health. I don't know. I'm kind of spitballing right here. Probably a little bit too wildly. There we go. We got this. Oh, we got the Invoker we wanted. Do we go with Umbral Invoker? We keep her around. We've got Janna. We already know that we like this team. I guess we don't need more damage. I'm gonna continue to roll here because what other options do I have? I either win or I lose here. I'm probably far enough behind that I lose this fight and I'm just dead. And that's fine. Okay? I don't mind it. Now, if you want to do this in Norms games, completely okay to do it in Norms games. And often it's much, much better to do that. Or if you want to do it like Ranked Flex, you say, I'm just playing for me. I just want to have fun. No pressure of losing. You should probably do those in Norms games. Releasing yourself of the pressure of winning allows you to get some more ideas. And now after having played this game and trying to do something completely unique to what I've done, now I have more ideas of what could happen in my game. And obviously I don't want to do this. I don't want to like plummet my rank if I care about my rank. But if climbing is not the objective, then it doesn't really matter. And right, and sometimes having a second account where you do this, where you can just limit test, not care, just practice random things like being on a Smurf that I don't play TFT on. This is the perfect time, right? I play this when I play with my family and they want to all play Teamfight Tactics together. I can jump on this account, then it's perfect, right? We're in a good spot. And I did something random. It started off really good. Obviously, it didn't follow some of the patterns that you'd want to get out of your games where you're streamlining your carries. So there's a lot to improve on. But I'm glad I got some Arcanist in. I got to see how little Ashe does as an Ashe 1 with Infinity Edge. I got to see the struggles of the front line. And I could go back and watch and see all of these elements. Now, we're going to do the same thing in League of Legends. So we're going to go up. We're going to have... This is something that came up. I'm actually going to take it to the next level. All right? The next level being... What if you have a concept and now you need like proof of concept? I'm still going to go into normal games. I don't want to abandon hard work that I've made climbing just by inting away games on something completely random. But for those of you who weren't here last week, I got hit by a lightning bolt on Wednesday night, the big storm in the Northeast. And the next day I played just a for fun game, and it really made me want to share this with you guys. I played Volibear and I role played, and I just had some fun way back the way in 2010, the way this game was designed for people to enjoy, right? Just I'm having some fun with friends. I'm doing something crazy, like I just vibe with Volibear right now, and I want to make that work. And whatever that is, I want to play it at that, whatever that level I can get to. That'll be a lot of fun. And it made it very easy to enjoy the game without the pressure. Like, I still have rib pain here. It's hard to like sit up and stress my body still. So I don't need to go under that much pressure, but I will go in and now try to like push a little bit harder. I can push a little bit harder to see, okay, I had a lot of fun doing that, and it actually looked pretty good, right? I can actually make a lot of damage happen in a quick burst with Volibear, and it had a very big trough if I'm maxing E against any kind of fighter, because it's all about that like sustained bolt of damage. And it could be the case that even though I really want the E to be there, I go through such a big trough if that's my build. So is it then a matter of, do I like skip that part of the game by just proxying waves, pushing, recalling, going side to side and skipping it? Or do I manifest that by changing my build, getting a couple more points in W so I can fight a little bit more? Is it a Rod of Ages angle where I can expect to like kind of hold my own and be healthy enough where I can look at waves again? Or am I going into a supportive role where I say, I'm going to buy Shurelias, have my move speed, still gives me my AP, gives me an active item. It's Ingenious Hunter, which works with like the Tesla Lightning theme. And then we can go with all of the, Lichbane works better this way. Storm Surge works better this way. Shurelias and my, interesting. What could I possibly go? And then we start going into the cookbook and you start changing your recipes, and you can picture it like being a chef. You could always go back and say, here's the recipe I know, and I'm going to make it that way because I know it's good. But sometimes you can say, okay, but what if I do this? You probably don't want to serve it in your restaurant, right? But you might make it at home for yourself first. And you say, okay, that was kind of good. I think I can do a little bit better. And you do that little bit better thing, and then you serve it to your family. And you say, okay, fam, how are we doing with this? Like, what are you thinking? And so I took a little bit of a risk doing this. What do you think? And then you get some feedback, and then you look and you say, okay, well, people are smiling. This is actually, I'm getting some glowing faces. We've actually done something kind of cool here. So what's next? Then you try to perfect it, and you try to say, okay, now what happens? Is this cookable in a setting where I need to get it done? I need to be able to cook dinner, make it, get it served. Boom, everything needs to be done in 25 minutes so I can do X, Y, and Z other things. Can I still make it taste good? Can I present it? There's a whole process to it. And I think the potential here is yes. For this champion, I probably don't need to go into second tree or I no longer need to do lightning inspired rune choices. Like, I picked Sudden Impact, Gathering Storm, and Nimbus Cloak, because Nimbus Cloak, I've got the clouds. Yep, all right, I'm right there. Gathering Storm, obviously. Electrocute, mandatory for the guy that's trying to be the lightning bear. And Sudden Impact. And then what came out is like, wait a second, this is actually a lot of damage, like a lot. And then Ultimate Hunter is actually the one that allows me to play with more health through the game, and this will give me more of the stats. I'm not really looking at those ever. This tree is actually kind of cool for what we're trying to do. It could even be that I become a playmaker with Shurelias and I want Relentless, although I'd probably want Ingenious with Celerity. But maybe it's like, okay, we take that core, and what if we put it back to this, where I'm a dive bomber, and the idea is I go in, I turn off a turret, we get as many kills as we can, I triumph proc as many times as I can. Or is it more like I want to be able to hold steady in my lane like this? What different options? I was going move speed for playmaking to make sure that I could get that first hit off, but in reality, I basically always needed to flash onto them if I wanted to guarantee my EQ auto. Okay, well, if that's the case, then I want to do Cosmic Insight. Wait, Cosmic Insight also affects the Shurelya's Lichbane Storm Surge idea. Storm Surge was really fun, but that seemed like the weakest of the options. If we're building Rod of Ages, then Magical Footwear is a very nice synergy in general. Okay, you know, and it starts building this process, and you start going into the lab. I don't know why this won't save, but that's the process. And now we can go in and say, all right, now let me limit test. Let me see what works in this world where it is maximum damage, but I don't want to go through this big trough. And the E max just has, there is no world where the E max doesn't put you in a trough. Well, I can go W max, or I can go E and just avoid the fights, right? One combo, boom, done. Save my Q. Don't try to engage on someone with QE auto W and try to get like the lightning stacks and fight them that way. It's just not enough. So now this is where the two big divergence go. Do I change the way I play, or do I change the way I build so I can continue playing the way I want to play? And that's where the decision tree goes next. And it's all from this crazy thought experiment, role play. Let me see what I can do. It turns out that Electrocute Sudden Impact does a lot on Volibear, right? The Q actually has a dash attached to it. So it will always proc it, and if you're casting your E and then using your Q to hit, you will always have the magic pen on when the E hits. And that's kind of exciting for playing like an assassin, right? Or playing like an engager of some sort. So then what's next? All right, well, before I was going at it, when I played on Thursday this way, I did not care about dodging anything. I'm just like, I see the fight, ER, boom, we're jumping in, and the storm's landing on top of me, and we're playing Ignite for the memes. And today we're going to go a little bit past that. We're going to go and see what we can actually accomplish trying to play a little bit more optimally. Is it going to be the points in the E? Probably not, because it doesn't scale particularly well. The percent damage is there. It is nice, but it is much better for the end game, and it certainly doesn't work in the middle, right? The 30 points, you don't get any cooldown refund or mana refund. It does help, and it is mandatory if you want to one-shot the waves. So there's definitely like consideration, but if you do that, then you just can't get points in W ever, and it becomes this kind of clunky spell, which is okay for the AP build. But do I want to be able, you know, which path do I want to go? Again, do I want to be able to just sit there and W trade with you? That might be better reserved for Sundered Sky and Spear of Shojin. What's up, Saturo? How you doing? So this game is going to be more of the Mordekaiser type path. Alright, he brought bone plating. Got the electrocute. And we're just really good. Gonna keep the minion lead. He's gonna be able to Q to push the wave. We're just gonna make sure we keep this minion lead. Go for it. Alright, now we're setting up for our crash. We could actually wait because we've got such a beautiful wave right now that's stacking up nicely. We could actually wait for a 4-stack crash and then just go for a recall. There we go, like that. This guy's suddenly feeling really antsy about being here anymore, right? I'm kind of feeling a little bit antsy, and especially when my screen's off to the wrong side. Now I'm not really even gankable, right? Now he's kind of sit here. I did go a little bit too quickly for the sake of like a 4-stack crash. But it will be enough to get me out of this spot, get me boots and cloth armor, which should make me relatively invincible to the ganks that might be coming in. No, I can't do that. I changed my runes. Of course I did. This is where we would go here normally. All right, we'll try it like this. And it wasn't a cannon wave. So you know what? Still, and this might happen as you're trying to implement the new concepts that are going on, you might make slip-ups because you might forget other fundamentals. You might leave other things by the wayside. I've got all these exciting ideas in my mind, but the application is wrong because we didn't plan for magical footwear. And this can happen. Again, this is why you want to do it in normals games, where you don't have the pressure of winning, but you probably want to have that mental exercise that allows you to go through that process first. Sure, you can send anything to Giga Gaming Academy on Discord. Too early, too early, too early. Mm-hmm. That feels kind of random. Yeah, it's the name of the channel. Giga Gaming Academy, that's it. He snuck past. And the 6. And I didn't hit 6, so I could have actually planned for that. I could have done that better. And on top of this, we're actually going to be short on the items that we want to pick up. So obviously we can secure this a little bit better. Satora, if you're an artist or anything like that, I have open interviews for anyone that wants to join the team. If you want to improve anything that we have existing, go ahead and leave it in my Discord. See if this guy wants some. I think he does. I couldn't. This is a limit test, by the way. Cancel my own animations. Unfortunately, this turret damage and well, he did lose this wave, by the way. So I died, but I've died a couple times. It's not the end of the world as far as like losses are concerned for the game. I do have to make this commitment right now, whether or not I'm going to go for one item or the next. I think I need to keep Blasting Wand to just keep pace with what's going on. But you can see that that proxy strat is definitely going to be something that's available to the Volibear. It's also a little bit easier to pull off when it's AP damage. And then I'll be able to get in, get out a little bit quicker. It's also a little bit more damage and more threatening, but being tankier means I got to stay alive a little bit longer. And those little things are where I'm going to be looking for what's the next step, like what's the next evolution and how I want to approach this. And like we said before, we're going to have a Troth against Renekton here. So is the game plan going to be to completely ignore him, trade waves like this, fast push and go, while I'm in this spot waiting for Rod of Ages to sort of tick up? It felt weird. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that feels really good. You just let the cannon go by? All to stop me from going to here. That means his friend's probably here. TF. Oh, he bailed on us. That's too bad. That is so too bad. Bummer. That could have been super exciting for us. Sure, I'll pick you up on Discord right now. I think the ultimate evolution of this will be like perma roaming, will be river Volibear. I had been going Q for the better upgrades, but I think the W to make sure that I can fight is valuable as well. But you can see that like I don't really do anything to this guy. And it could just be that getting the 5th point in the W might have been a lot better here. Because you can see how much he does to me, especially when he has the Eclipse, right? Kind of like how he has access to my E without having my E. Hey, that's not what I wanted. It's the worst case scenario for me. I should be bailing right now. that. That's too bad. I should have let the guy get the kill. Viego's got Rift-tailed for free. I probably could have joined him as well. Definitely an option. We're just going to guard against Twisted Fate. If they try to engage on him, we want to maybe take like a 2v1. We'll limit test. That was probably just gonna go poorly. We don't mind. It's okay. I should probably move my camera back, huh? Let's miss that. Go consolidate this kill. No, they got him. We're good. It's too late. There you go. Ham it. Hammer time. Hey! You know what? That's gonna be okay. Because I'm gonna hit 12 before I get this ult up. Maybe. We'll pretend like that's gonna happen.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Big shutdown. Womp. Yeah, that's probably something that we should have been able to eradicate by now. Missing CS with the AP damage, it actually can be kind of tough with the lightning going off. It also just should be very easy if we don't take it for granted. This was something that we picked up, was that you don't actually need to hit the back line. You don't need to hit everybody with your lightning. You can do just fine by hitting the front and then using the splash on the back. It's more than enough damage to carry. No. Alright. The answer mid was fine. This is totally fine. The fact that Twisted Fate was able to get that kill under turret, this is probably worst case scenario. And this is again like, now we're changing gears, which is not, you don't always want to be in this mode where you're swapping between gears like this. But if you're playing competitively and you're looking for like different things to go, and this is why it's important to swap between these, because I'm not really looking for that this game, so I'm not going to say anything to my teammates because I'm not expecting that from them. But in case you guys are looking for it, if you're a jungler, you want to be in the same mode as your teammates. That's the big like overall, the overarching element is what mode is my team in? If they are in fighting mode, then you go fight and you help fight, you push it, or objective mode. I'm objectiving, right? We're over here pushing waves, drawing people here so we can get a push here and get aggression here. The worst thing you can do as a jungler is to match that with Krug's take. So I'm not angry at Viego because I'm not communicating that, and it's not something I need to expect of him. But it is something that, for people who are more curious, may want to know. And there's the difference, right? You can just E the front line, not care. Like this would have been a good example where we could have just easily gone Baron. We almost got it. Oh, that could have been fun. Oh man, that was close. Pretty random and fun, and just a lot of blast to play, which is the important thing, right? It's completely new and exciting. It's just this, I don't want to call it random, but just new way to play. Cosmic Drive, by the way, one of the best starting items on Volibear. If you are going the AP, this is like the stock standard way to do it. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Should we do it right here? Usually Lichbane is like the explosive, tons of fun. Cosmic Drive just has that guaranteed speed. Damaging them with an ability gives you the move speed. The problem is it doesn't proc with the elements that you might expect it to. Right? You can't like hit them with your lightning passive. It has to be an ability that hits them, which is fine for queuing up and I hit them and then I get out, and that trade is okay. We lined up perfectly for this. And I didn't use my R. Probably could have used my R right there and just picked that fight in a major way. Sage. I'm gonna hold them hostage to this. If they want to get out, we can peace out. There's so many things that we need to do better and just like get us into that mode. But again, like one of the things talked about the difference between streaming these things versus not. Stream, there's like a part of me that feels guilty about not playing optimally, not trying like the absolute hardest. It's very difficult to to assimilate like these two concepts, one of just wanting to limit test and do something fun versus trying to compete. And if this is a channel that's about optimization and competing and being able to tell what the difference is, it feels weird to not do that, you know? But it is very liberating to go in to the game. And we have to pay for my sins up in the top lane. That Renekton's huge. But, you know, big shutdown too. Do we just two-man this Baron? There's no way this guy's coming. We do have a teleport on our team, but we don't have wards. This is not happening. Whoa. No. Well, he's got nothing left. But unless he can burst him, he's not dying either. Especially with Zeal right now. This is a moment for Twisted Fate that does kind of match up. This is the very good build right here, by the way. Rapid Fire Cannon. This is the Twisted Fate. Dopa approved. Oh no. That's not what you want. My man's trying. It was exciting. Yeah, that's right. On me, baby. Ow, it hurts to laugh. So anyways, hopefully you guys get a lens into what it means to just like truly play for fun and not care and just have some ideas. And then the building process from there, you have to kind of go and lay out the soil and be like, okay, you know, this will be a fun sandbox to play in. Now, what do I want in this sandbox? Okay, what do I actually do if I want to start turning it into more than just play? What, you know, let's call it a garden now. And all right, I'm going to need more soil. I've got things. So seeds are good in the sand, but I need soil. I need to get other things. You need to get all those other elements and the hard work to put it together to make a garden happen. But it all starts with that sandbox approach. What are you doing in the lab? What are you doing to just have some fun and enjoy it? And playing the game for what it was meant to be played for in the beginning, right? And just have a blast. You have a blast with it. And then if you want to grow and you want to get better and start competing, then you add in every other element, right? So that's what I want to leave with you guys with today. And I hope you guys enjoy the solar eclipse. Everybody stay safe. Make sure that you guys are using those glasses outside, and I'll catch you next time. Let me know about it. Peace.